Most men lose in life the way soldiers lose in fog, because they couldn't see what was happening until it was already done. Don't let that be you. Have you ever wondered how some people can observe everything that is happening around them without effort? Or have you only seen those in the movies? Well, most espionage operatives get trained for this, and this training is not a state secret, and they definitely would not teach you this in school. If you stay with me, I will take you through some of the most important rules of becoming a CIA-level observer. You will be the Ethan Hunt of every room and every meeting. First, I will give you a brief introduction to the first 8 rules, and then I will go into detail on the full 17 rules for the men who are going places in life. All right, here we go. Rule 1, the observer's oath, how emotions affect judgment. Rule 2, scan the room, things to do when you enter any space. Rule 3, micro-signals, how people unconsciously give information without speaking. Rule 4, tone shifts, the first warning system. Rule 5, the consistency test, liars cannot hold a lie for a long time. Rule 6, the masks, 4 types of hidden intent. Rule 7, the counter moves, actions you must practice to execute them flawlessly when the need arises. Rule 8, daily training, becoming rare and unpredictable. These rules play an important role in the day-to-day life of every man and woman, but it doesn't come without training. Just a tangent before we get started with all the details. They say Bruce Lee was a martial artist like hundreds of others. What set him apart was that he practiced a kick over 1,000 times after he perfected it, while his opponents stopped practicing after they were satisfied. Let's begin the full version. Stay awake and focus. I have no intention of speaking to the dead. Now you're going to learn the Sigma Observer Protocol, how to read rooms, decode tone shifts, catch micro-signals, and spot the subtle moves people make when they're hiding something, without paranoia, without drama, and without becoming bitter. Most men lose in life the way soldiers lose in fog because they couldn't see what was happening until it was already done. They think they're losing because they're not smart enough, not attractive enough, not rich enough. No, they're losing because they're late to perception, late to the signal, late to the move. Tonight, you're going to learn the Sigma Observer Protocol, how to read rooms, decode tone shifts, catch micro-signals, and spot the subtle moves people make when they're hiding something, without paranoia, without drama, and without becoming bitter. Listen carefully. This is not theory. This is a skill you can train starting today. Let me tell you why this matters. The world does not reward innocence. It rewards awareness. You can be a good man and still be used. You can be loyal and still be played. You can be honest and still be punished, because honesty is often treated as a resource to exploit. So this episode is a bridge from strategy to perception. Stay with me, because once you can observe at this level, you become rare. Not easy to fool, not easy to move, not easy to break. In war, the greatest danger is not the enemy's strength. It's the fog that hides the enemy's intent. In life, the fog is social. It's politeness. It's small talk. It's the mask people wear while they calculate what you're worth to them. Sigma Observer means you stop living by guesses. Listen closely. You stop hoping someone is sincere. You stop assuming people are fair. You start collecting signals quietly until the pattern becomes undeniable. Rule 1, the observer's oath. The first rule is simple, but most men resist it. You do not observe when you are emotional. An emotional man doesn't see reality. He sees what he fears. He sees what he wants. He sees what makes him feel safe. That is not perception. That is self-hypnosis. Here is your oath. I will not react to the first signal. I will record it. Stay with me, because people can fake words. They struggle to fake consistency. And consistency is your real lie detector. Most manipulation works because you react too early. Someone gives you a cold tone and you rush to fix it. Someone teases you and you rush to defend yourself. Someone withdraws and you rush to chase. That reaction is the leash. The Sigma observer doesn't negotiate his value with explanations. Listen closely. He notices who respects and who tests. Then he adjusts access. That's the difference. To observe, you must become difficult to move. That's what cold-blooded really means. Not cruel, controlled. When you're controlled, you don't give people emotional rewards for bad behavior. Your goal is not to win conversations. Your goal is to win position. Stay with me, because the next rule gives you the exact scan you'll use in any room. Rule 2, the room scan. When you enter a room, do not join first. Observe first. 10 seconds. No phone, no performance, just presence. You're not there to be liked. You're there to understand what game is being played. The room scan has 3 points: status, tension, and alliances. Listen closely. Status is who the room defers to. Tension is what's unsaid. Alliances are who mirrors who protects who excludes who. Status is not always the loudest person. Sometimes the loud one is performing and the quiet one is controlling. Watch where attention flows. Who gets interrupted and who doesn't. Who people glance at before they answer. Alliances show up through mirroring. Stay with me. Same posture, same rhythm, inside jokes, finishing each other's sentences, private eye contact. Alliances decide who gets protected and who gets sacrificed. Here's the move you need to recognize: soft isolation. You're in a group and the tone stays polite, but you're subtly cut out. People answer each other, not you. They stand with their backs slightly angled away. They share details with each other, not with you. The unaware man tries harder. Listen closely. He talks more. He jokes more. He offers more value. He thinks, if I prove myself, I'll be included. But inclusion is not earned by effort. It's granted by status and alignment. The Sigma observer does the opposite. He reduces output and increases observation. He becomes still. He lets the pattern reveal itself. And if the isolation is intentional, he exits with calm and he remembers. Stay with me, because next we go into micro signals, the language people can't fully control. Rule 3, micro signals, where the truth leaks. People lie with words. They leak truth with behavior. You don't need to be a psychologist to see it. You just need to stop being hypnotized by sentences and start watching the body. The first leak is timing. Listen closely. A sincere yes is usually fast. A manufactured yes is often delayed. A person searches for the right face before they speak. That tiny delay is the mask being put on. From today, you track 3 leaks: timing, face, and distance. Timing is delay. Face is mismatch. Distance is avoidance. Master these and you'll see deception without confrontation. Stay with me, because I'm about to give you a checklist you can use immediately. Face mismatch is simple. Their words say warmth, but their face says calculation. They compliment you, but their eyes don't soften. They apologize, but their jaw is tight. They say, I'm happy for you, but there's no joy in the expression. Distance is physical and emotional. Listen closely. They step back when you step forward. They angle away. They keep conversations surface level when you ask direct questions. Or they flood you with words to avoid a clean answer. Here is your checklist: a sudden delay, a forced smile, and a shift in distance. 1 sign is nothing. 2 signs is a possibility. 3 signs is a pattern starting. Stay with me, because the next section teaches you how to confirm patterns without accusing anyone. This is important. The Sigma observer doesn't call people liars on instinct. Accusations create noise. Noise gives manipulators a stage. You're not here to create drama. You're here to see clearly. So you learn to test quietly. Listen closely, not with interrogation, with simple repetition, with patience, the way a strategist tests terrain before marching through it. In the next rule, I'll show you the cleanest tool you'll ever use, the consistency test. And once you learn it, you'll stop being confused by mixed signals. Rule 4, tone shifts, the first warning system. Tone is the early warning system. People can keep words polite while their tone shifts into contempt, impatience, or dominance. And tone changes usually happen before actions change. The first tone shift is sudden formality. Listen closely. Someone who used to be warm becomes professional. Hey brother becomes hey man. We becomes I. That shift is not random, it's a boundary being moved. Another tone shift is fake softness. A person speaks gently while planning a threat, a guilt trip, or a trap. It's the velvet glove over the knife. Stay with me, because I'm going to show you how to respond without losing power. When tone shifts, most men chase certainty. They ask, "Are you mad at me?" They offer long explanations. They try to fix what they can't name. That chase is what gives the other person control. The Sigma observer doesn't chase, he calibrates. Listen closely. Fewer words, slower pace, calm eye contact. He lets the other person reveal what they're really doing. Use this line when you sense a shift. I noticed the energy changed. What's going on? Say it once, calm, no accusation, then be silent. Stay with me. Silence after that question is pressure. Pressure forces truth to leak. If they're sincere, they'll address it. If they're hiding, they'll deflect. They'll joke, they'll blame you for noticing, they'll call you sensitive. That tells you everything. And if they flip it on you, why are you making it weird? That's a classic move. Listen closely. It's not a response. It's an attempt to punish your awareness. Your job is to stay calm and rest your case with one sentence. I'm not making it weird. I'm making it clear. Then you move on or you exit. Rule 5, the consistency test. Consistency is the lie detector of real life. A person can fake a moment. They struggle to fake a month. They can perform kindness once. They struggle to maintain respect over time if they don't truly have it. The consistency test is simple. You repeat the same boundary across time. Listen closely. Then you watch their reaction. Sincere people adjust. Manipulators escalate. Here's the key. You don't test with anger. You test with repetition, because repetition exposes intent. Stay with me. This is the difference between being nice and being respected. Example, someone constantly cancels on you. The unaware man laughs it off. The angry man explodes. The Sigma observer sets a standard. I'm not available for last-minute changes. Let's plan when you're sure. Now watch. Listen closely. If they respect you, they adapt. If they want control, they punish you. They guilt you. They say you changed. They call you selfish for having a boundary. That punishment is the truth. It means your old availability was useful to them. Your boundary threatens their leverage. Stay with me, because the next test is even cleaner, the small no. The small no is a surgical tool. You say no to something minor, something reasonable to decline. Not to be difficult, but to measure their respect for your autonomy. A healthy person hears no and stays stable. Listen closely. A controlling person hears no and becomes cold, dramatic, or insulting. They withdraw affection, they turn the room against you, or they suddenly become busy. If your small no creates a big reaction, you just learned who you're dealing with, and you learned it cheaply. Rule 6, the masks. 4 types of hidden intent. Hidden intent often wears 4 masks: the charmer, the victim, the moralizer, and the intimidator. These are not fairy tale villains, they're strategies. People use them to get what they want when direct honesty won't work. Mask 1, the charmer. Listen closely. The charmer floods you with warmth, compliments, and future talk. They create a fast bond. They make you feel chosen. Then they ask for something: access, loyalty, favors, information. The Sigma observer enjoys charm, but refuses speed. He slows the tempo. He keeps details private. He watches if the charm remains when he doesn't comply. Stay with me, because the victim mask is one of the most dangerous. Mask 2, the victim. The victim is always wronged, always misunderstood, always suffering. They pull you into rescue mode. And the moment you rescue them, you become responsible for their emotions. This is where helping becomes a trap. Listen closely. A sincere person uses help to grow. A manipulative victim uses help to bind you. They don't want solutions. They want obligation. Your line is simple. I hope it gets better. What are you going to do next? If they keep circling back to pain without action, that's not vulnerability. It's leverage. Stay with me, because the next mask hides behind values. Mask 3, the moralizer. They don't argue facts. They shame your character. A good person would. If you cared, you would. Real men do. They weaponize morality to control your choices. The moralizer wants power without responsibility. Listen closely. They borrow the language of virtue so they can demand compliance without stating a request. Your response is calm and direct. Don't diagnose my character. State your request. If they can't state it plainly, it's not values, it's manipulation. Mask 4, the intimidator. They use pressure, raised voice, sarcasm, public embarrassment, threats of withdrawal to move you. Their goal is not truth. Their goal is compliance. The intimidator thrives on your reaction. Listen closely. If you argue, they escalate. If you plead, they dominate. If you get emotional, they feel powerful. So the Sigma observer does one thing. He slows down. He lowers his voice. He reduces words. He holds eye contact. And if it continues, he leaves. Rule 7, the counter moves. Silence, boundaries, and controlled exits. Observation without action is just anxiety. The Sigma observer is not a passive watcher. He observes so he can choose the right move, without begging, without fighting, without explaining. The first counter move is short answers. Listen closely. When someone tries to pull you into their frame, arguments, emotional bait, endless debate, you respond with a sentence, not a speech. Here are 3 lines that protect your frame. I hear you. That doesn't work for me. I'll think about it. Then silence. Stay with me, because silence is not empty. Silence is pressure. Silence is where weak frames collapse. Most people can't tolerate silence because silence forces reality to surface. They fill it with jokes, justifications, or extra details. That's why silence is powerful. This is why strong men appear calm even when threatened. Listen closely. Stability makes other people adjust. Instability makes you chase. So when someone pushes, your goal is not to win the moment. Your goal is to remain unmovable. You let them overtalk. You let them reveal themselves, and you remember. Stay with me, because the next tool is the calm exit, and it changes everything. A calm exit is a boundary you enforce without a fight. You do not announce it, you do not threaten it, you just do it. You leave the conversation, the room, the group chat, without explanation. Most men think leaving is rude. Listen closely. Leaving is feedback. It communicates, I will not be here for this. And the strongest feedback is the one you don't debate. Use this line once, then go, I'm not doing this. We can talk when it's respectful. No extra words, no defense, no autobiography. Rule 8, daily training, becoming rare. Perception is a muscle. If you don't train it, you'll revert to your old habits. Over-explaining, over-giving, overreacting. The Sigma observer trains awareness the way a warrior trains timing. Daily, quietly, relentlessly. Here is your 5-minute drill. Listen closely. In one interaction every day, practice the 10-second observe rule. Before you speak, read status, tension, alliances. Then, speak less than you want to. Second drill, practice the small number. Decline one small request without apology. Watch the reaction. Record the pattern. That is data. Stay with me, because data is what makes you unfakeable. Third drill, practice the pause. When someone asks you a question, don't answer instantly. Take one full breath. That breath breaks impulsive honesty and replaces it with chosen response. Fourth drill, practice controlled privacy. Listen closely. Stop broadcasting plans. Stop telling people your next move. The more you announce, the more you invite interference. Let results speak. Fifth drill, practice selective access. Give more time to those who are consistent. Give less time to those who test, drain, or disrespect. You don't need revenge, you need boundaries. Now, before you think this is only about other people, listen to this. The most dangerous person you'll ever fail to observe is yourself. Your own ego, your own hunger to be liked, your own fear of conflict. Those are internal leaks that make you predictable. Because manipulators don't need to read minds. They read patterns. Listen closely. If you always over-explain, they provoke you into explaining. If you always rescue, they arrive with emergencies. If you always chase, they pull away and watch you run. So part of becoming Sigma Observer is self-observation. When you feel the urge to defend yourself, label it. When you feel the urge to overshare, label it. When you feel the urge to prove, label it. Stay with me, because in the next rule, I'll show you how people test you and how to pass the test without even trying. Rule 9, the tests. How people measure your value. People test you before they respect you. Not because they're evil, because they're uncertain. Uncertainty makes humans probe. The question is, do you respond like a man with standards or like a man begging for approval? The first test is the small disrespect. Listen closely. A joke at your expense, a dismissive tone, an interruption, a backhanded compliment. It's small enough to deny, but sharp enough to see if you flinch. The mistake is either extreme. Exploding makes you look unstable. Laughing along makes you look available for more. So you answer with calm correction, one sentence, then you move on. Use one of these. Don't speak to me like that. Try that again properly. Relax, keep it respectful. Short, calm, no anger, no lecture. If they respect you, they adjust. Listen closely. If they're trying to dominate, they push again or play victim. I was just joking. That's your signal that the disrespect was intentional. And here's the key. You don't argue about intent. You enforce standards. The person who can't meet your standards loses access. Stay with me because the next test is how people steal information from you. The second test is information phishing. They ask personal questions early. They push for your plans. They want your weaknesses. They want to know what bothers you. Not to bond, sometimes to store ammunition. The unaware man confesses. Listen closely. He thinks openness equals trust, but trust is earned by consistency, not speed. Fast intimacy is often a tactic. Your response is controlled privacy. Answer lightly, redirect, ask a question back. Why do you ask is a powerful line. Stay with me, because the moment you say, why do you ask, you flip the frame from you being examined to them being revealed. The third test is triangulation. They mention someone else to provoke you. You know what they said about you, or they compare you. Most people would do this for me. They want you competing for approval. Triangulation creates fog. Listen closely. It keeps you chasing ghosts, trying to fix rumors instead of reading behavior. It turns you into a puppet of other people's opinions. So you use one line. If someone has an issue with me, they can tell me directly. Then silence. Stay with me, because in the next rule, we go into advanced observation. The verbal tells people can't hide. Rule 10, verbal tells, how words reveal intent. Words are not truth, but words leave fingerprints. When someone is hiding intent, they often change their language in predictable ways, because the mind tries to protect itself from exposure. Tell one is overqualification. Listen closely. They don't say no. They say, honestly, I would love to, but they add extra softness so you won't push. They want you to accept uncertainty as an answer. The Sigma Observer listens for the but, not to punish it, just to record it. Then he asks one clean follow-up. So is that a yes or a no? Stay with me. This single question destroys most vague manipulation. Tell two is sudden precision. A person who is usually casual becomes extremely specific when defending a story. Exact times, exact details, too neat, too rehearsed. Tell three is moral language. Listen closely. They frame their desire as a virtue. I just believe in loyalty. I value honesty. Then they use that language to demand compliance. Your move is to separate values from requests. I respect your values. What exactly are you asking me to do? If they can't state it plainly, it's not a value, it's a tactic. Stay with me, because the next verbal tell is the most common of all, the manufactured compliment. Manufactured compliments are not praise, they're positioning. You're the only one I can count on. You're not like other people. You're too smart to say no. It sounds positive, but it's a trap. It binds your identity to their need. The Sigma observer hears the hidden message. Listen closely. The message is, I want you to act a certain way so I can keep seeing you as useful. Your reply is calm and free. I appreciate that. I'll decide what I can do. Then you pause. Stay with me, because the pause after your line is what reveals whether they respect your autonomy. Now I want to give you the highest level verbal tool in the observer's kit, repetition. You repeat their words back to them, slowly, not sarcastic, just clear. Example, they say, if you cared, you'd do it. You reply, if I cared, I would do it. Then you say, that's what you're saying, correct? Listen closely. This forces them to own the manipulation. Most people collapse under their own tactics when you hold a mirror. Rule 11, the politics of rooms, group power and hidden agreements. Here's a truth most men learn late. Groups have agendas, even families, even friend circles, even workplaces. A group's agenda is not always spoken, but it's always enforced. In any group, someone is trying to gain influence. Someone is trying to avoid responsibility. Someone is trying to keep status, and someone is being used as a buffer, a scapegoat, a workhorse, an emotional punching bag. The Sigma observer walks into groups with one goal: identify roles. Listen closely. Who is the leader? Who is the enforcer? Who is the clown? Who is the victim? Who is the scapegoat? If you don't identify roles, you will be assigned one. The most common role assigned to good men is the helper. The helper is reliable, always available, always understanding. And because he doesn't demand respect, the group uses him to carry tension. At first it feels like belonging. Listen closely. Then it becomes expectation. And when the helper finally says no, the group acts shocked, because they didn't love him for who he was. They loved him for what he provided. So the observer sets boundaries early. He helps selectively. He gives with standards. He refuses guilt contracts. Stay with me, because next I'm going to show you the 2 signs a group is preparing to turn on you. Sign 1, the jokes sharpen. They stop being playful and start being corrective. They're trying to lower your status while keeping deniability. Sign 2, private conversations increase. Listen closely. People whisper. They exchange looks. They share information without you. The room feels managed around you. That's often the early stage of exclusion or control. When you see these signs, do not panic. Panic makes you perform. Performers become targets. You reduce exposure and increase observation. Stay with me, because you don't fix group politics with speeches. You fix them by changing access. Groups have friction. In real conflict, things don't go according to plan. Confusion spreads. In groups, friction shows up as miscommunication, mixed signals, and emotional noise. Most people try to win through intensity. Listen closely. They rant. They argue. They demand fairness. But fairness is not a currency groups pay in. Groups pay in status. The higher your status, the more fairness you receive. So the Sigma observer becomes disciplined in public. He doesn't vent in rooms where enemies can listen. He doesn't reveal rage where rivals can harvest it. He stays controlled. Rule 12, the public code, what the observer never does. Never do your emotional processing in public. Do not plead, do not beg, do not chase. Do not explain your wounds in rooms where people are watching. A harsh truth, many people don't empathize, they evaluate. They evaluate your stability, your status, your leverage. Listen closely. When you display uncontrolled emotion, you teach them they can move you. So the observer has a public code. He keeps his voice steady. He keeps his posture relaxed. He chooses words carefully. Stay with me, because following this code will immediately increase the respect you receive. Never announce your next move. A plan spoken too early becomes a target. People interfere, criticize, discourage, or imitate. The observer lets outcomes do the talking. Never defend yourself to a disrespectful audience. Listen closely. If someone attacks you publicly, your instinct will be to explain. Don't. Explanations are a gift to people committed to misunderstanding you. Instead, you respond with a line and a boundary. That's your opinion. Don't speak on me like that. Then you return to calm. Stay with me, because the next rule is where most good men fail. They chase closure. Never chase closure from someone who benefits from your confusion. Closure is often just a doorway back into the same trap. If someone keeps you in loops, mixed signals, vague promises, hot and cold, closure becomes addiction. The observer chooses clarity over closure. Listen closely. He doesn't need their confession. He doesn't need their apology. He needs the pattern to stop touching his life. So he closes the door himself. He reduces contact. He changes access. He moves forward. And now, I want to give you the ultimate upgrade. Because you can learn every tell, every scan, every test, and still fail if your own presence is weak. Presence is what makes observation believable. Listen closely. If you look needy, people test you more. If you look reactive, people bait you. If you look desperate to be liked, people exploit it. In the final rule, we build Sigma presence, not performative dominance, real stability. Rule 13, Sigma presence, the state that makes you unmovable. Sigma presence is a state, calm, slow, deliberate. It's the ability to be in a room without trying to earn a role. You already know who you are, so you don't chase validation. Presence comes from 3 habits: restraint, standards, and recovery. Restraint is controlling output. Standards are controlling access. Recovery is controlling your inner world so you don't carry old wounds into new rooms. The observer is powerful because he is not hungry. Listen closely. Not hungry for attention, not hungry for approval, not hungry for revenge. Hunger makes you predictable. Detachment makes you dangerous. Restraint means you speak with purpose. You don't fill silence. You don't overshare. You don't entertain every question. You answer what you choose, and you let the rest hang. Standards mean you correct disrespect early. Listen closely, not with hostility, with clarity. You don't tolerate small violations because small violations become habits. Recovery means you don't take every signal personally. You observe first, interpret second, act last. That order keeps you from becoming paranoid. Rule 14, the operating system. 7 rules of the Sigma observer. Rule 1, enter slower than everyone else. A calm entry gives you time to read before you're read. Rule 2, speak less than you want to. Your first impulse is usually ego. Your second impulse is usually wisdom. Rule 3, don't react to the first signal, record it. Stay with me, because Rule 4 is what stops manipulation instantly. Rule 4, use the small number. A small number exposes control quickly and cheaply. Rule 5, ask, why do you ask, when questions feel invasive. It flips the frame without conflict. Rule 6, never debate your boundaries. Listen closely. You state them once. You enforce them with action. Rule 7, protect your energy in public. No public breakdowns, no public confessions, no public begging for fairness. Handle emotion in private and show stability in public. Rule 15, case files, real patterns you've seen before. Case file 1, the promotion smile. A man finally wins something, recognition, a better role, a visible win. People congratulate him. The words are right, the smiles are right. But one coworker's eyes don't soften. Their smile is delayed, their tone is flat. The unaware man ignores it. Weeks later, the same coworker begins helping, offering advice, asking questions, asking for details. Soon after, rumors appear. Suddenly, the man's mistake is everyone's topic. The observer would have done three things. Listen closely, limit information, watch consistency, and stop sharing plans with a person whose warmth didn't match their words. Case file 2, the family guilt contract. You improve your life, discipline, money, boundaries. A relative who used to treat you casually starts saying, "You've changed." They laugh, but it's sharp. That sentence is rarely neutral. Listen closely. It often means, "Your growth is changing my position. I want the old version of you back." The observer doesn't argue about it. He replies, "I have changed, and I'm proud of it." Then he watches who adapts and who punishes. Stay with me, because the next case file is the most common trap, hot and cold. Case file 3, hot and cold. Warmth, then withdrawal. Attention, then silence. Interest, then distance. Your mind starts running. What did I do? That's the addiction loop. Hot and cold keeps you investing. Listen closely. It makes you chase. And when you chase, you reveal attachment, and attachment becomes leverage. The observer breaks the loop by changing tempo. He mirrors consistency. He stops rewarding withdrawal with pursuit. He uses one line. "I like clarity. Let me know what you want." Then he steps back. Case file 4, the public joke. Someone takes a shot at you in front of others. If you react emotionally, they win. If you laugh along, you invite more. That's why this test exists. It exposes your frame. The observer uses a calm correction. Listen closely, not a speech. One sentence. "Don't do that." Then he continues like nothing happened. If they repeat it, the observer changes access. He doesn't debate respect. He enforces it by leaving, reducing contact, or removing the person from his circle. Stay with me, because now I'll show you the observer's weapon against the most deceptive tactic, the concerned friend. Case file 5, the concerned friend. They say, "I'm just looking out for you. I'm worried about you. I don't want to see you get hurt." Sometimes it's genuine. Sometimes it's a leash. The tell is what happens when you don't obey. Listen closely. A truly concerned person stays respectful even if you choose differently. A controlling person becomes insulting or cold when you don't take their advice. The observer thanks them and chooses freely. "I appreciate it. I'll consider it." Then he does what he decides. Case file 6, the hero trap. A person keeps arriving with crises. They praise you when you rescue them. They disappear when you need something. Over time, your identity becomes the one who saves. This is where good men get drained. Listen closely. They confuse being needed with being valued. But being needed can be manipulation. Being valued shows up as reciprocity and respect. The observer sets a line. "I can't do that." Then he watches if they stay stable. If they punish you, they didn't love you. They leveraged you. Case file 7, hidden resentment. A person acts supportive but subtly undermines you. They forget to help. They give backhanded praise. They celebrate your losses more than your wins. Resentment leaks through micro competitions. Listen closely. They compare, correct, belittle, and provoke you into proving yourself, because your success threatens their identity. The observer refuses the competition. He doesn't defend. He doesn't explain. He becomes less available to that person and more focused on his mission. Rule 16, integration. Observer plus strategist. Strategy is choosing moves. Observation is seeing the board. Without observation, strategy becomes ego. Without strategy, observation becomes anxiety. The masters all emphasize perception. Listen closely. Winning before you fight. Seeing what cannot be seen. Controlling tempo. They all point to the same thing. Control begins with clarity. So your real upgrade is this. You stop being surprised. Surprise is what breaks men. Surprise is what makes you panic, explain, chase, beg, and collapse. Stay with me, because I'm going to give you one final practice that locks this into your nervous system. Final practice, the debrief. At the end of every day, choose one interaction and replay it like footage. What was the status dynamic? What was the tension? What was the alliance? Where did the tone shift? Where did you feel pressured? Write one line. The first signal was, then write one line. My response next time will be, listen closely. You don't need hours, you need consistency. And here's the promise. In a month of doing this, you will become sharper than you've ever been. People will feel it. They won't know why, but they'll adjust. Rule 17, the digital observer, texts, online signals, and modern masks. In 2025, rooms aren't only physical, they're digital. Group chats, emails, DMs, comments, these are rooms too. And the Sigma observer reads them with the same principles: status, tension, alliances. Digital status shows up in who gets replies and who gets ignored. Tension shows up in delayed responses, sudden dryness, and selective engagement. Alliances show up in private side threads and coordinated opinions. Most men misread digital signals because they take them personally. Listen closely. They see a late reply and spiral. They see a short message and over-explain. Digital communication magnifies insecurity. The observer refuses to perform. Here are the digital tells. 1. Sudden speed. A person who always replied slowly suddenly replies instantly because they want something. 2. Sudden distance. A person becomes busy right when you set a boundary. 3. Public warmth, private cold. That split is almost always political. The observer's digital rule is restraint. Short messages, clear decisions, no emotional paragraphs, no midnight confessions, no long defenses over text. Stay with me, because the next part shows you how to handle online disrespect without feeding it. Online disrespect is designed to get a reaction. A reaction gives them attention, screenshots, and social leverage. The moment you argue publicly, you become content for someone else. So the observer uses no theater. He either ignores or he responds once with a calm boundary, then leaves. He does not trade dignity for the last word. And if it's a real relationship, he moves it offline. Call me, or we'll talk in person. Listen closely. Moving conflict offline removes the audience. And without an audience, many games collapse. Finally, protect your digital privacy. Don't send emotional messages you wouldn't read aloud in a room of enemies. Don't reveal your plans to people who haven't earned consistency. Remember the principle. People leak truth through patterns. If someone is inconsistent online, warm when they need you, dry when you need them, that pattern is the truth. And now you have the full system. Physical rooms, digital rooms, individual masks, group politics, and your own internal discipline. Stay with me for the close, because the final word should feel like a decision. Before you go, one last thing. Because observation is only half the weapon, the other half is control. In the next episode of this series, we're going deeper. Sigma cold mind, calm under chaos. I'm going to show you how to stay ice calm when people provoke you, when pressure hits, when the room turns hostile, and when your nervous system wants to panic and spill weakness. You'll learn the exact mental switches that stop emotional leakage, the tactics that keep you unshakable in conflict, and the rules of speaking less while commanding more. Because once you can observe clearly and stay calm under chaos, you become dangerous in the best way. Not loud, not dramatic, just unmovable. Sigma Cold Mind is next. Don't miss it. Now, one last time. Commit to the operating system. Enter slower, speak less, react later, record first signals, test with small no's, protect your privacy, enforce boundaries with action. You are not becoming paranoid. You are becoming precise. Precision is what keeps your life clean. It keeps your time protected. It keeps your mind quiet. It keeps you from investing in the wrong people in the wrong environments. And once you can observe at that level, you become rare. A man who is not easy to fool, not easy to move, not easy to break. And that is how you quietly bend an unfair world in your favor, one strategic move at a time.
If you haven't already, support the channel with a like, comment, and subscribe for more if you liked what you heard.